It all started when the plague came. From then on, we kept to our houses and shut our doors to both friend and foe. All of us were afeard of falling victim to the sickness, and so we waited and waited. God, it was boring. Then, one afternoon, as I was checking my armpits for buboes for the umpteenth time, I suddenly had a thought. Agnes, girl, what are you playing at? Have you lost your wits? You're missing a goodly opportunity. If a wise woman like you can't make a bit of money out of a plague, then who can? And I was right. So I got busy bottling my most efficacious nostrums. Meanwhile, my lad Tom crept out at night and picked by moonlight the roots needed for my most wondrous syrup, Agnes's cure-all. Well, business took off. In 1 week, we sold more elixirs and nosegays than I've had hot breakfast. Why did I have to think of food? There isn't any. Between the rats and Tom, I haven't stood a chance. I am starving. You can't leave on porridge alone. Come on, Agnes, turn your mind back to business. So, as I was saying, I was doing my bit for the community. There wasn't a housewife in town who hadn't purchased a drop of Agnes's cure-all. But the plague went on. In fact, it got worse. Then, one day, the mayor, in a bid to stop the plague spreading, gave out orders. All cats and dogs to be put down. What good was that going to do? It seems the mayor and his burghers reckoned that these two creatures, man's best friends, carried infectious streams in their furs. What fools. Everyone knows that the plague is carried by noxious poisons and vapours in the air. Why do you think my nosegays have been so popular, eh? So, what happens? Exactly. With nature's rat catchers out of the way, these cheeky vermin are everywhere. In my pantry, nibbling my gherkins, chasing along the rafters, playing tag. I even came across one reclining in front of my hearth, warming itself, if you please. My Tom said he'd seen one peering up at him from the privy, though I think he was having me on. Lively imagination, that boy. There was nothing anyone could do. Then, suddenly, I had a thought. Agnes, your wits are addled. Use your noddle. 'Tis another business opportunity. So, I set about preparing my very own top-of-the-range potion. Agnes's knock 'em dead syrup. Kills anything. Success. In a few days later, all the rats were dead. Unfortunately, so were most of my neighbours. No, Hamlin isn't the town it once was. Shortly after the plague, a stranger shows up in town. He looked a real shifty character, a real mountebank, attracting plenty of attention he was. The whole town was curious to see this odd-looking stranger, dressed in a brightly coloured garb, cavorting around the town square. Then, when he's drawn in a big enough audience, he starts playing a penny whistle and a drum. Turns out he's a recruiting officer, captivating us all with his rallying words. Join the army, lads. Saxony needs you. So, our sons, the ones the plague has left us, left with him, including my Tom. We stand and watch as they climbed over the hill, following in step to the tune of the piper, till we can see them no more. Well, Agnes, what can you do, girl? If the plagues don't finish you off, then the wars will. Lucky charm, anyone?